Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Steve. And good morning, David, on Discord here with me. Hey, guys, welcome.
Good morning.
So, early morning, Dublin. That's where we're at now. I think I've got the time wrong. It should be about, I think, 8 a.m. there. Let's quickly have a look, see my bias here. I'm an hour early. 60. There we go. Now we're at real time. Good morning, Ragal. Goeiemorgen. Fantasties. Dis goed om te hoor, Robert. Good morning, Tommy. So, there we are. We're busy filling up the fuel. I'm using my air stairs this morning. Just because I'm trying to avoid Sam. So we're doing it a bit differently. Guys, just a quick note of sorts. I struggled really badly to get into IVO. Just keep trying, okay? You eventually get in. I'm almost done. I'm almost ready. I'm waiting for the alignment to happen. It says it did. Now, why did it not? Oh, there it is. Just by looking up and down, it's done it. Okay, bad timing. Good timing, depending on perspective. There we are. So I just need to set up the few last basic things, and then we can go. Morning, Christoph. David, how far are you from push?
I'm just ready to start APU now. So.
Cool. While we're doing that, let me do that at the same time.
Ground
Hello,
flight
Krista.
deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Shame, Krister can't hear us. With Auto Dexter not being there, so sorry, Krister. But if you watch it later, good morning.
Captain Hudson on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
Alright, so let's pull that one in.
Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the
Close
gate
that
until
one.
certain items are properly put away. All overhead bins are enclosed and all
The cockpit co is driving up.
I think should be fine. I cleaned out my folder this morning. Man, I had so many freaking little photos of this tab routes and stuff. It was nice to clean it out now when I got this one. Right, so that's done. Let's quickly check outside. Go. Hendrik Jan, goeiemorgen. Right. Parking gate. 121. Taxiways will be link 5.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Then Foxtrot. And we're going to hold short at Echo 1. 8 left. I'm taking LIFFY 6 Alpha today. Nav armed. Link select working on the MCP. Right, Linda, I think still needs to trim.
Trim up.
Steve Mitchell, good morning. I know the feeling, yeah. See, the problem is that what is available today in X-Plane 12 is definitely not what we're going to have. I mean, this is really, really early or late alpha, actually, late alpha already. But they're not even, ready for beta yet. So it's going to give a distorted view, to be honest with you. If you see some stuff now, what they show you in those short videos, I don't know if you've seen the series that they're making now. With all the techno babble, as you call it, there's still some footage that they do show you. And I mean, the clouds and the weather and the stuff, it just looks amazing. And with the lib rain and everything in there, wow, man. Well, at least what looks like lib rain. Right, I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to go. So let's go for the beacon.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Alright, sorry for the delay. Wife came to show me how pretty she is this morning. I think it's in my car. Yeah. Right. Okay. So sending my message. I'm going to push back.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
In the second episode of the series that they're doing, where they were specifically now talking about the sky and the stuff, I'm honest, I skipped almost all the chatter, and all I did was I moved my slider until I saw they showing video, and then I watched the video pause. So I started listening to it, and it got too much for me, and I just started moving around until I just saw the video, in-game footage. Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine. N2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Bless you.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
25 N2. Starter cutout. Engine start procedure complete. taxi procedure.
Right, I'm
Flaps
taxiing,
5
right?
set. Taxi lights on.
I've just noticed something. Would help, right? Christer, engine one, that pump over there and that pump over there, that is usually on. That is not a problem, but you have to switch those two on. That's for your fingers. Vasily, good morning. Good morning. Need to quickly make up my mind where I want to go to. Don't think I'm in the right place. Good morning, Neil. Oscar Yankee. I'll have a look now. Depends on whether it's equalized already or not. I mean, if it's equalized, it's equalized. Yeah, if it's equalized, it's equalized. I won't worry about that. And there goes Kevin.
Approaching 3-4.
We'll keep an eye on it as we ascend, just to make sure it does work. Zibo has changed a lot of the xLua code into C++ behind the scenes again. Anything's possible. Just because it worked yesterday doesn't mean it will work today, you know, just because of that reason, so we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Christer. Yeah, no, that's a good checklist. Marbles, all good. No problem, Neil, no problem. Don't burn yourself out. You know, if you overdo it, just take it easy sometimes. And if you overdo it, you're gonna start not liking the flying bit. So take it easy. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure complete.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Yeah, it does look good. I love this new wet look. And the funny, or the good thing was just after we got this, the update, it was actually raining here really nicely. It just looked so good. Ah! That's on you, buddy. You enjoy it. Just shut Togo when you press that button.
Yeah, we'll do. I just saw Uncle John go, so I've got the timer going.
Excellent. Look at that. I want to say train spotter, plane spotter, man. There you go. Look at that guy. What a nice place to go and park your vehicle. I hope he's got some picnic goodies with him. Right, guys, so while we sitting here waiting for our takeoff slot to arrive, I updated my PMDG 737 last night. I've only done 2 flights in it, really. And I was thinking of maybe flying later today. Would any of you care to see it on the stream, or is that something we just do here on Discord and whoever wants to come check it out here? Or would you mind if or would you like to have me actually show it on YouTube? Just a question. I'll make up my mind later, but I'm just wondering. I mean, there's 19 odd guys here, so I'm just trying to get a feeling. I know in the past, when I did the P3D version, I was thrown with virtual tomatoes and virtual eggs, and the guys didn't like it, so that's why I'm asking.
Toga.
Thank you, David. Yeah, we can do something like that then. Thanks, Hendrik. That's a very good comment that you made there. You know, you really qualified, you know, the whole story there. Very nice. Thank you. Neil, now I was just gauging the interest in seeing a stream if I do the PMDG 737. That's all. Many people have asked me, lots and lots of guys have asked me to please do it, please do it, please do it. But like I said, the last time I did the P3D NGX from PMDG, I was like met with a cold shoulder. I mean, I ended up with like 3 people watching the stream and I deleted it. It wasn't worth it. And then I started getting complaints. We watch you because of Zibo. We don't watch you because of something else. So yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I'd be interested in seeing it, so if you do it.
Cool. I had 3 crashes to desktop last night with 2020 and I went looking. It seems it's a major problem at this point in time in 2020, all the crashes to desktop. So, I don't know why. I haven't really figured that one out or come across anybody that gave me a good enough answer to trust them. So, it just seems very unstable. Right, I'm going to take center position. In fact, we're at 3 minutes, so might as well go. Just want to get a few screenshots maybe before we go. So
Approaching 10 right.
Do live broadcast, there we go. We are allowed, but you see, we had this discussion on Discord this morning. There's a difference between you guys and me, because when I broadcast, there's certain expectations, you know, whether you like it or not, there's a difference in expectation. And I mean, I've flown lots of other aircraft now in the last 2 weeks, except for the Zibo, you know, about the little break that I took there and all. But it's a question of respecting the viewers as well, and also not getting that virtual tomato or rotten egg in my face. So that's why I'm asking. I mean, I'm not a little dictator. I don't want to push something on someone that doesn't want it. Yeah, you understand? So if it works, it works. We'll do it here on Discord first. We'll gauge it and then maybe bring it to the stream. You know, I think it would be good to do at least just one stream again, just to see the response from the viewers. Because even as we're talking, literally there's been 3 or 4 people that even answered me, but there's 21 people watching. So guys, I don't know if you're shy. Please don't be shy. Your voice counts. Your opinion counts. I mean, don't like it, you don't like it. I don't want to mess up my channel because I want to do something and no one else wants
on
to
runway
do it.
10
Again,
right. On runway
those are the differences.
10
You need to take
right.
things like that into account. That's a difficult question to answer because it's not the same aircraft. Okay, just because it looks like a Boeing 737, it's not the same aircraft. The Zibo uses newer technologies. It's on a totally different version of the 737. than what BMTG has. That one of theirs is 14 years old, man. It comes from 2008, and they use systems that was used then. We've got systems that we use now, and Zibo keeps on putting in newer systems, and it's very difficult to compare them when you get into the technicalities. It's almost impossible, actually. Let's have a go. There we go. And Toga.
Stabilized. Takeoff thrust set. 80 knots.
Good morning, Sasha. Yeah, I get it. Well, the best option to buy is the Zibo because it's free. You know, there's no cost to it, you know, compared to 70 euros for the other one. So that there is your first and your biggest consideration. Somewhere on my YouTube channel there was a comparison flight that we did with the Zibo and the NGXU from BMTG that was in P3D, and just doing quick mental arithmetic way back then, I think the price difference to get started, if you're starting out and you don't have anything, the price difference way back then already was something like 200 to 500 US dollars price difference. And I showed in the stream, this is the scenery, this is, you know, what it looks like in P3D, this is what it looks like in X-Plane. And literally the only cost at that point in time for me in X-Plane was the active sky, the X-Plane itself. And that's it. The rest was all free. And you know, that was probably like 4 or 5 years ago already that I did that comparison. Today it's even more. It's like, I mean, I think I mentioned it the other day. If you have nothing and you have to go and buy the FS 2020 top of the range model, whatever that one's called, deluxe or something, that's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. Then you've got to add the 70 euros for the aircraft. So it's very expensive. It's really expensive unless you obviously use your game pass and you get it in one of those deals where it costs you next to nothing to get the simulator. But you buy it outright. And that's your biggest difference, is the cost. Neil, that's an option. I could create a second YouTube channel where we dedicate this one specifically Zibo, and the other one can be anything. It doesn't need to be specifically BMTG, it can be anything. Because there's so much goodness out there.
How's it go?
I'll think about it. Yes, it would, and then it would give me a chance to start fresh with something new and different as well. But I tell you what, Neil, in all honesty, that's way back in the back burner. I've already completed a few episodes of my training videos that I just need to final edit and basically upload. I would much rather, me personally, just concentrate on the training. I mean, I've got more than 60 episodes planned on training, and it's 737 based. You can use the Zibo, you can use the VMDG. It's irrelevant because the procedures and stuff should be the same. It's going to look different, you know, when you compare a 14-year-old FMC to a current FMC, but whatever, you can figure it out where it goes. Hello, Robert. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. Morning, Robert here on Discord. Yeah, it's not really about the options. The options is put in there for a reason, and that's to make the game work, you know, to make the simulation work. You don't get those options in the real thing, you know. But if you look at the actual Boeing / flight sim proper side of things, yeah, it's like the old one. I mean, we can still go back in the EFB and set our FMC, you know, backdated to A1 times and drop the version of the firmware, but yeah, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. They didn't take artistic license with it and make it look like something it doesn't. That's the way it looked in 2008. That's the way it still looks in aircraft from that era. Yeah, they have it in P3D already, Neil. I'm hoping that they do a better job in 2020, so they can take their time. I don't mind. But yeah, they said so. They're also bringing up the pop-out instruments to make it easier to read them. If you come to Discord a little bit later, I'll show you what it looks like. Got the other one. I've got the tablet and everything, so it's nothing compared to what we've got. It's totally different. Steve, I have no information about it. I can neither confirm nor deny it because I simply don't know. But my opinion would be, whoa, they can keep it. If I have to pay more for that, I don't need it. Yeah, Neil, that's the difference between flight simmers and flight simmers. You know, a lot of guys still want pop-ups in the Zibo as well. And I mean, I've set up all my camera views to zoom in to go look what I'm doing and come back. Different strokes for different folks, man. Yes, Christoph, I'm waiting for Alan and one of the other guys to come back to me. We need to sort out the flight model quickly. Once the flight model is done, I'm not aware of major holdbacks, then I suppose it can be released, but wink wink, that is something that needs to happen. Once that's done, we'll be happy. David?
Yes.
I see you and Uncle John are almost on top of each other. Do you know?
Yeah, I've just got to cruise, so I'm just going to back off the speed. Yeah, I think he took the other SID out, and it sort of takes you out to the right and then back round. So yeah, so I'll just slow up a bit. I think there's a bit of a gap between us.
Yeah, and
we should be able to fit in all right. Yeah.
True, Neil, true. That is why I've got presets like this. You know, you just zoom in, go where you want to be. Unfortunately, X camera, for instance, we saw it in the week, and the person that was struggling shall remain anonymous right now, saying he was really struggling. A lot of people don't understand how X camera work, and they don't want to learn it, and even if they learn it today, they forget about it tomorrow, you know. So it's difficult, and that's why I share my views on my private hangar, you know, so people can just go get them, just use it. Morning, Uncle John. going through things like that. I actually went through something similar, but on Discord. If you guys are on our Discord, you'll see made a lot of changes. There are quite a few things happening, and I've changed where I do my announcements and things. And I'm still not done yet. I'm still figuring out a lot of things. Man, there's a hell of a lot to learn when it comes to this Discord thing, and all these bots have their own way of doing it, and there's not one bot that just does everything. You have to use one for this, one for that, one for the other. Anyway, but it was nice kicking most of the bots off. I've got like 4 bots left, and they start just kicked. Just were taking up space for no reason. Okay, Steve, no problem. No, well, you said when you did make your statement, you're not sure, so don't worry about it.
1,000 to go.
As long as you're happy, Scotsman, as long as you're happy. Just wish the bot would actually, display it in Zulu time, but I'll pin my other post explaining it. I mean, it's easy enough to understand how it works. The only thing that surprised me this morning was the bot that's supposed to announce my stream actually announced yesterday's stream at the same time as it did this morning's stream, which is obviously wrong. So I hope that's not going to be a problem in the future. Otherwise, I'm going to have to redo it. Maybe there's a trick to it. I'll find out. Hi Almar, good morning. Amar, no, I'm not using Active Sky. I'm using xEnviro for a few months already. Magnus asked me one day to test it, see how I feel about it, and it just stuck. It is amazing. I really like it. Works very well for my system, and the features that you get, as long as you stick to OpenGL, is just amazing. Mako, if you're watching, I'm incredibly sorry, but things didn't work out yesterday the way I planned it, so I'm taking more screenshots today. I'll put it in a Google Photo album or something to see what I've done. Hallo Andrei, goeiemôre, hoe gaan dit? Ek hoop dit gaan goed. Hallo Jaco. Gaan goed, dankie. Ek is nog so half van die slaap om eerlik te wees. Ek kon nog 'n uur of wat geslaap het, maar dit is oké. Rob, yes. Yeah, there is a new Sim Toolkit Pro coming. I did not use it this morning. I didn't have the energy for setting up yet another thing. But while we're sitting waiting, let's actually start it up. Let's have a look at it. Why not? Yeah, Linda's here. This is my production model. This is the test Zibo. Where is the testing IP? What did I do with it now? Where the heck did it go? There it is. Haha. Okay, I must just put it in the right place. Otherwise I'd be missing it. Yeah, that sounds good, Neil. That sounds good. Right, so I do have permission to show you guys, so there's no problem with engaging things here. Thank you to Dan for allowing me. So basically what we're looking at here, I just want to change it. Give me a second. Right, that looks better now. It's not obscured by those other things. I actually had to make this new view for the training videos that I'm doing, so it doesn't have all the bar and at the top and the bottom. So anyway, this is the new one. This is a test build, as you can see there on the side. It actually says test build. I'm not sure what the aim is in the testing and stuff that's busy happening, but what I do know is that I do take a significant hit in my FPS. I haven't discussed it with Dan yet, but basically I lose anywhere between 3 and 7 FPS depending on what I do with this, which is, I think, part of what I understand. The whole idea behind it was, it's not just to change the look and feel, it's also, you know, to make it more lean and mean, you know, to not lose all your FPS like that. So anyway, this is what it looks like. At the top you can see all the flights that I've logged via SDKP. That's in my logbook over here, where you can plan or disconnect your flights. Right, the rest is self-explanatory, don't really mind that. Then we have our live map. At one point in time when I was testing this, it actually gave me like a steady 3 FPS that was missing. So depending on the map that you use and the updates that happen, you know, it takes a huge effort to just load it and get it going. So I'm just going to change this. Where do we change this again? Oh, it's not that one. Zoom out a little bit. Oh, it's on auto zoom up. So for that. Alright, so I obviously didn't load my flight in here. Maybe we should do that. Let's go do the flight plan. Alright, so if we lead somewhere, there is load from SimBrief, right? So now it's going to import my SimBrief plan. There it is. All I need to do is select my aircraft now. That one and fly now. So it's going to look a little bit different. Where is this thing? I just want to take the auto zoom off. Right, there we go. To zoom out a little bit. Alright, so it's really nice. It shows you your flight path. It gives you a whole bunch of interesting information like your weather there. You can change your map. You can make it like this thing. It's the VFR map, or you can make it your satellite image if you want. The other thing is, I just want to take the auto follow me off, and I can actually move it around. And then depending on what you actually enable or disable, you can enable the IVAO stuff. I think I need to, oh no, that's not the right button. That takes me to the pre-planning. So is it not there? I haven't used it in a while. I'll have to figure it out again. Somewhere here we need to be able to set the traffic like we had in the previous one. Or otherwise it's going to have to be there. Different map. There we go. It's a different map. See, there we have all the IVAO traffic and stuff coming up now. Overlays, yeah, we've got explain, we've got satellite map, we can use the dark map, we can use the light map, doesn't matter. This one I think is just easier to see. Everything, there's the rainfall, we can actually switch the rainfall off. And I just gained a good couple of FPS just by switching that one off. Right, there's the IVAO traffic stuff, we can switch on and off. And we've also got SDKP traffic that we can switch on and off. There should be a few guys in there. Not sure how long it's going to take to load it, it's not important. Right, we've got the schedules, the logbook, the fleet, all the other goodies is in there still. No, this is a nice general overview, and if you guys haven't seen SDKP yet, one of the things I really love about it is the fact that you can integrate your navigraph so nicely into this thing. Go to the daytime. We've also got the web FMC that we can integrate into this thing. Active Sky, which I don't have anymore, but you can integrate that. There's your route finder. This is for American Flight Aware. There's WebEye. Wait for it to load. Then we've also got, you can access pretty much any URL. So I obviously chose my Skymatix VA stuff. So if you log in, you've got full access to it. And I also chose windy, just to get an overview of weather. You can manipulate your things over there. So all in all, this is still the premium free. And did I say free? Yes, free. Flight planning tool and logbook system that is available today. I mean, it's got a lot of features. I haven't touched the tip of the iceberg. If you really go into your flight planning and things like that, you've got your wind calculator. So we can actually say EHRD, for instance. You can go and pick our runway. You see there, you can see where the wind is, what it's doing, all the nice things. Yeah, it's a fantastic tool to have. It's really, really nice. Like I say, I mean, it keeps score. There's all your flights. This is the one we did the other night with Iveo here in South Africa from Joburg to Cape Town. It's really impressive what this thing does. Really, really impressive. The only hard sore for me is it shows me I need to upgrade my CPU. It's becoming an issue. Right, and I don't know if you've seen this before. Let me show you this. You can set up your own fleet in here, so it's easy enough when you do your flight planning to pick one of your aircraft to go fly with, and it keeps track of all the goodies related to it. It's really cool. It's really cool. When I'm at that point in the training videos, I'll redo a complete training video on this, from installing it to using it. Have you guys play with it as well? But you don't have to wait. I mean, just go to simtoolkitpro.co.uk, download it, install it, get it going. My other video might look different because it's a different version of STKP, but the principle is still the same. So if you really wanted to, you can literally follow my old video and just enjoy using the product. It's really nice. Yeah, Sasha, I don't think there's anything else available to simmers today, and you can use this on any platform. FSX, P3D, 2020, X-Plane. There's no other product that compares to this. You know, there are a few, and I won't mention names, I'm going to make them feel bad. There are a few that are very watered down versions of this, but there's not one that gives you this whole story as this one does. This is really an amazing product. There's the link, guys, so you can go grab it. Steve, in all honesty, I think all the patches are full downloads. I simply installed this one on top of my old one. I did not uninstall or reconfigure or do anything. I just ran the installer on top of. My goodness, I'm sitting here enjoying the flight and the views and everything, and I didn't realize I'm so close to top of descent. I better start some planning of some sorts. Tommy, when I set up fixed rings, I use the final approach fix. The problem with using the runway is you need to be a little bit more proficient to actually use it correctly. A lot of the flight simulators try and mimic the real world guys doing the runway, then they run out of time to configure for landing. So when I do my training, I teach the guys use the final approach fix, because if you use that, you will be fully configured before the nose dips on your glide slope. For new guys, when we do training, it's imperative to get them to relax. We don't want to overstress them, and there's no point in giving them extra work. So it all depends on where you are and how confident you are and how good you can fly the aircraft. But I always use final approach fix.
Approach top of descent.
Now I'm asleep, you see. Okay, grab it. I'm going to fix, not the exit yet. Here we go. I'm going to use 7, 5, and 3. That's how I do it. If you read my training checklist, you'll see what to do when, and then you'll be fully configured before you dip the nose. One of the things that happens, if you get on the glide slope, the moment you get on the glide slope, your speed window will open, which means that you are now also responsible for bringing down your own speed manually. And you don't have time for it, then you're going to be too fast, you can't pull your flaps. So if you pull your flaps, you're going to tear it off, you're going to break it. So a couple of things to take into consideration. David,
Yes.
it looks like the gap between you and Uncle John is really nice now.
Yeah, it took a bit to get that, but yeah, I think it should be alright. I'll just probably put flaps out a bit sooner.
Yeah. No, it looks good
it should
from
be
way
good.
by.
Yeah.
Hallo Wim, goeiemôre. Good morning. Question. Did any of you guys buy the new RD preset Rotterdam scenery? And if you did, what do you think of it? Is it okay? Nice. Looks nice, but what's your opinion?
Turn light switches on.
Got some autos here as far as I know, so everything will be slightly different to the normal default. When we get closer it will look even nicer. I love my autos. I really find it difficult to fly in areas where I don't have autos. Right, so the plan with the rings are as follows. At 7, we're going to, I'm going to go for like flaps 5. Okay, I've already pulled flaps 1. So at 7, flaps 5. At 5, we're going to go gear down, flaps 15. And at the 3-mile final, we're going to start braking so that we are fully configured by the time we reach the FAP. Okay, so 5, flaps 5. Gear down, flaps 15. From there on, we're going to prep for landing configuration to be done by then. By the time we get to the final approach phase. That sandbank looks nice there. Yeah, it looks nice.
Approaching transition.
So the QNH has not changed. We leave it 1020. Ah, there's the autogen coming in now as well. See all the trees and everything. Right, so we're going to go 1, 2 more. So that's flaps 5. Yeah, it looks like it, eh? I saw some tank farms and stuff over there as well. That's probably something with petroleum thing. Not sure, but yeah. Look like there's a couple of palm fields. There's more. Look at that. Those tank farms over there.
Transition level. Ready for approach checklist.
Thank you so much, Scotsman. Alright, so now we're at the next ring. Get down. Laps 15. Nice guide this way. And once you turn there and we reach that one, just stop configuring for the landing. So far, in all my flying around, the only time it was not a good idea to use the final approach fix was in Venezuela. I think it was Venezuela one day. There was like 20 miles between the final approach fix and the actual runway. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. So you guys must just look out for anomalies like that. Obviously, with it's a hell of a long distance. You don't want to be configured and fly next to no speed and wait forever to land. But I mean, there you can already see the runway. There's the runway. So we're right where we want to be. And you see there, look at that anticipation view. Even if we go approach now, localizer will capture. That one won't. The moment that one captures, it's going to open the speed window. We want to try and avoid that.
Radio altimeter.
So now we're getting in that last band. We're going to go for landing flaps 30. See, speed window still not open, so still VNAV, looking out for the speed for us.
30 set. Ready for landing.
The moment that thing captures, you'll see it opens over there. There you go. Done. Flight slope captured. Then if you're new, if you're not familiar with it or you're still practicing, you don't want to have to worry about turning that knob on top of everything else that you do. That's why I teach the way I teach. And give credit, who taught me. Wixter taught me. This comes from Wixter. That's how he taught me. In case you were wondering. See, now apart from the wind, we are completely configured and stable and everything. At this point in time, the autopilot would have done the trim for us. Everything would have been done for us. If it wasn't for the wind, and I mean, you can see the wind is turbulent, it's moving a bit, it's rocking us. But in a zero wind condition, at this point in time, if you disconnected your autopilot, this aircraft should literally come down on your 3 degrees and land. Makes it so much easier to land. Thank you, Steve.
Taxi lights
1,000
on.
feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Approaching 06.
Disconnected. Man, autopilot disconnected.
400. 300. Approaching decision height. 200.
I know you are, but Hendrik, it's
Minimums.
your privilege.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Wow.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked.
That wasn't too bad at the end. Awesome.
60 knots.
Welcome to Rotterdam, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you for flying Skymatix, and I
Great
hope to see
landing.
you soon
You
again.
are professional.
Welcome, Tommy. Hope it helps. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
Did you listen? After landing procedure.
After landing procedure complete.
Okay, thank you so much.
Flaps upset. After landing procedure.
Sorry, Linda. Sorry for asking you to do this twice.
After landing procedure complete.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a bit steep there at one point in time, like I lost my glide slope a bit, but we recovered nicely. You're welcome, Vasily, and it's nice to have you here and watch what I do and support me as well. I really appreciate you guys. We have traffic on finals, it seems. ABP 100. There goes young Kevin. Where is young Kevin going? clearly have different sceneries here. Sorry guys, it's gonna look funny on my stream, but anyway. We clearly have different sceneries from each other here. Oh, now you come back. You wanna take my position again? Ah, Kevin. I'm gonna park on the other side. I'm gonna park in the taxiway. These young men, you know. We'll just stop there. Maybe go a little bit forward. There you go. Alright, well, here's the photo op. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. You go have fun for the rest of your Saturday, and I'll talk to Uncle John and Kevin about this nonsense. Wink, wink. Anyway, we'll see each other later. I'll probably be on Discord later, and then we can go do a 2020 flight for those guys who want to see. We'll do a private show for you guys, and then we'll worry about the public one later. Have fun, and thank you for your support. Bye-bye.
Bye.